Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about more ways you can stimulate language while you're playing with your kiddo, so don't go away. Welcome back, Lingaroo Troop. Hopefully you saw our video a couple weeks ago about playing with Barbie dolls. But maybe as you saw that title, you thought, that doesn't really apply to me. We don't have Barbies in our house. And you kind of scrolled past it or decided not to watch it. But today, I want to first of all encourage you that we're going to revisit that topic as we go along, because that video, just because it included Barbies and just because you don't have Barbies in your house, that doesn't mean that wasn't applicable to you. I wanted to incorporate some other toys, maybe for you moms and dads who don't have the Barbies. Maybe your house looks a little bit more like this, the Ninja Turtles and the Batman or the Star Wars toys, right? So even these toys, anything I showed you with the Barbies can be incorporated with these toys. And anything I'm going to be showing you today with these guys can be also incorporated with the Barbies. So this is kind of a part 2 of ways to think about language as you're playing with your kiddo, regardless of the toys that they have. In the last video, I gave you a list of 9 things, 9 ways you can stimulate language while you're playing with Barbies. And those 9 things could also be brought out as you're playing with these guys. Okay, and the things that we're going to be talking about today, you could also incorporate into times with Barbies or dolls or teddy bears or whatever the case may be. So my point is that it's not toy specific, right? It's certainly not gender specific. It's certainly not child specific. However you find yourself playing with your kiddo, these concepts, these ideas, as we're talking about language stimulation, are important to incorporate across all environments. So today we're going to be talking about more ideas. I think I've got like 5 or 6. I don't even know how many I have. Things to think about, things to target or address or specifically model for your kiddo as you're playing with them or as they're playing with their toys. Okay, the first one we're going to talk about is just plurals. Right? What's a plural? We've talked about this here before. It's that little ending that when I say I have a book versus I have books. Right? And I add that x on there. If you're reading and writing, it's an S or an ES or an IES that we add to the word to change it. That means more than one. Right? And wow, guys, eyes, hands, arms, legs, shoes, right? There are multiple ways you could talk about this concept of plurals as you're playing with these action figures, as you're playing with your kiddos. And don't just think about the regular plurals. We also have this other whole area of irregular plurals. And I know they're not as common and they're even harder to think about for us as parents, right? But one mouse, multiple mice, right? Or sometimes it stays the same. Like, I saw a moose and, I see a herd of moose, right? So it gets really tricky as you try to think about these things. But as it comes up, again, don't rack your brain. Don't freak yourself out trying to figure out how to talk about this. But as it comes up, absolutely bring it up and talk about it and model the difference between, and you can even explicitly teach it. Oh, wow, that one didn't sound the same, did it? That one, we had to change the whole word to talk about when we have more of those, right? So thinking about ways to talk about plurals, both the regular plurals and the irregular plurals, as you're playing with your kiddos. The next thing you might want to do is to talk about possessives, right? These are Batman's shields, right? Batman's, did you hear the apostrophe S? Right? This is Batman's mask. This is, I don't even know who this guy is. Is this Michelangelo? I don't know. Put it down in the comments below. But these are the turtle's knee pads. So you're using that apostrophe S, right? These are the turtle's eyes. Where are mommy's eyes? Here are mommy's eyes. Where are Johnny's eyes? And you point to his eyes, right? So you're teaching that apostrophe S, that means that whatever it is you're talking about belongs to the character or belongs to me or belongs to your kiddo. Another thing you can talk about, and we talked about this when we were playing with the Barbies, but is verbs, right? The different tenses of the verbs. And the present progressive, he is writing. He's doing it right now. He is writing. He is walking. He is jumping. He is eating. He is sleeping. That's called present progressive. That means he's doing it right now, and it's something that's continuing, right? We also have just the present tense. Every day he walks. Every day he sleeps. Every day he jumps, right? So that third person, I'm talking about him, singular, just because it's one person, present tense verbs. Okay, so that's another thing. Past tense, right? What happened? He fell down. What did he do? He ran, right? That's an irregular past verb. So there are so many ways that we're going to talk about verbs, present, past, and future. Oh, what's he going to do, right? Future. Oh, look, he will run. He will run after the bad guys. So that's a future tense verb. So any way that you can incorporate present, past, or future verbs while you're playing with your kiddos, that's awesome. And you're going to want to do more of that. As you're doing that, that's also a good time to work on pronouns, right? He, she, it, they, we, right? Those are subject pronouns. Those are the ones that are doing the action. I, you, right? Then we also have this idea of object pronouns, or when something is done to him, right? The turtle waves to him, or he's throwing it to her. He's giving it to you, to it, right? He's showing them his new space rider, or whatever this is called. He's showing them his new X-wing fighter, or whatever this thing is, right? So object pronouns as well. Possessive pronouns. This is his shirt. This is his hat, or her shirt, or their weapons, or whatever it might be. Those are called possessive pronouns. We also have reflexive pronouns, right? When I'm doing something to myself, or when he's doing it to himself, right? He's hitting himself on the head, right? And so you can model these things and make it fun and engaging for your child while you're teaching them this language and teaching them all this variety of pronouns. Okay, so just to recap, guys, again, action figures, plurals, possessives, verb tenses, pronouns. These are all great ways to stimulate language while you're playing, or while your child is playing with these action figure toys. Okay, so guys, I'm going to throw out the same offer that I threw out at the end of the Barbie video, that if you want to email me, my email is jennifer@lingo-ru.com. Email me a request to send you a list, and I'll send you the PDF of the 9 things I sent out with the Barbie video, as well as these 4 additional things to think about as you're playing with action figures, because it's all great stuff, and it's all great things that you can incorporate, whether you're playing with Barbies or Matchbox cars or whatever it is, whether it's action figures or blocks, right? Regardless of the toy, it's not toy specific. These are things you can incorporate where language comes to life and be stimulating their language, your child's language, across all environments. So guys, if you haven't already, click here to subscribe to this channel. And then if you haven't already, check out this Barbie video. And I'll see you next time here at Lingaroo, where language comes to life.